Hello students, I welcome you all in this online video lecture of business communication. Myself Richa Mishra and I am your business communication teacher. In this video, I am going to understand the topic what is the concept of business communication, what is the process of communication and its components. So student, before understanding the word business communication, let us understand why do we study business communication. Studying communication can improve self-knowledge and self-perception because most self-knowledge comes to us through communication. Studying communication can improve how we see others, as communication is the way we meet others, develop and manage relationship and work effectively with others. Studying communication can increase our understanding of relationship, and studying communication develop important life skill, critical thinking, problem solving, conflict resolution, team building, public speaking, etc. Also, communication can help you succeed professionally, creating strong oral and written messages, working well with others, managing your image, researching, analyzing, and solving problems are key abilities employers look for. Communication helps you exercise your right and become an effective citizen. So, student, why communication is important? The value of communication skills certainly is not limited to the workplace. Knowing how to listen actively, speak persuasively, write carefully, and read critically can help just about any relationship. Understanding how communication work or fails to work help people to remove their confusion and confusion. Communication is about understanding and how it is mutually transmitted between a sender and a receiver. If there is no such mutual understanding, then communication is not happening. So, student, communication is an essential part, is an essential aspect of the management of a business. The basic function of a manager cannot be done if there is no effective communication between the manager and the employees. So when it comes to business communication, it is all about goal. In that sense, it is goal oriented. When you communicate, you should do so with a certain goal in your mind. Okay, so if you want your business to uphold certain values and principle as it relate to the customer and to the society at large, then you should find an effective way to communicate these values and principle to your employees so they know how to talk to their customer the next time they interact with them. If you don't know what the goal of your communication is, then you are not communicate anything. So that's why communication is important in every business firm, in every organization. Now come to our next topic. What is communication? So student, communication derived from the Latin word communis, meaning to share. Communication is the exchange of thoughts, messages, or information by speech, visuals, signals, writing, or behavior. It is the transmission of an idea or feeling so that the sender and the receiver share the same understanding. What is the definition of communication? Communication is a process involving the selection, production, and transmission of sign in such a way as to help a receiver perceive a meaning similar to that in the mind of the communicator. And what about the definition of business communication? So, business communication is the sharing of information between people within an organization that is performed for the commercial benefit of the organization. In simple language, you can say that communication is the basic of effective management. It is the process of sharing information between people within and outside a company. So, student, it is a process of exchanging information, ideas, thoughts, feelings, and emotions through speech, signals, writing, etc. It is the information exchange by words or symbol. Okay, so the basic function of management is planning, organizing, staffing, directing, and controlling. Cannot be performed well without effective communication. So you can say that, you can also say that business communication is goal oriented. The rules, regulation, and policies of a company have to be communicate to people within and outside the organization. Business communication is regulated by certain rules and norms. So the success of any business to a large extent depend on efficient and effective communication. Right, student? Now, what are the objective of communication? First of all, exchange of information. The second one is issues of orders and instruction, advice and counseling, persuasion, suggestion, and motivation. Let us discuss one by one. Student, the main objective of business communication is to exchange information with internal and external parties. Internal communication occur within the organization through orders, instruction, suggestion, opinion, etc. Right? What about the advice? Advice is also one of the objective of business communication. Advice to an individual or a group of people. The manager advises the subordinate about the ways and means of better performance. Persuasion. Persuasion means making effort to change or influence the behavior and attitude of others, attitude of other people. So, great deal of communication in a workspace is persuasive. Okay. Now the suggestion. Student, communication help in conveying suggestion in the form of ideas and opinions. In big in big companies, suggestion boxes are provided. Suggestion are received throughout the year. Suggestion and ideas help the progress of an organization. The last one is motivation. Motivation is the process of inducing people to work hard for achieving organization. for achieving organization goal, objective. Communication is a very effective means of motivation of people by recognizing their talent and achievements and sharing ideas with them. So this is all about the objective of business communication. Now move to our next slide. Process of communication. Communication is a process whereby information is encoded, channeled, and sent by a sender to a receiver via some medium. All forms of communication require a sender, a channel, a message, a receiver, and the feedback. A hindrance in the communication process is called noise. So, student, first of all, who is a sender? So, in simple language, you can say that a person who send a message is called sender. Okay. Now, what about the receiver? The person who received the message is known as receiver. What is feedback? Any kind of the response, any kind of reaction of receiver to that message is known as feedback. Okay. So, student, what is the process of communication? In communication process, a sender encode a message, then using a medium, using a channel, send it to the receiver who decode the message, and after processing information send back appropriate feedback and reply using a medium or channel. Okay, so here it is a figure of whole process of communication. Okay, student. Now let us discuss its component one by one. Components of communication. Sender. Initiate the communication process by developing an idea into a message known as encoding. So, student, the process of communication begins when one person, that is called a sender, want to transmit a fact, idea, opinion, or any kind of information to someone else, to you can say that to the receiver. So the sender is a person who initiate the process of communication. The sender may be a superior, subordinate, customer, creditor, or any other outside person. Okay. What is encoding? Encoding refers to preparing the subject matter of communication in a suitable language. Its purpose is to translate or convert the thought of the sender into a language which reflect the idea. Okay. Channel. Student, channels. The sender transmit the message through a channel or method of delivery. Example, email, phone, conversation, instant messages, face-to-face discussion, or even a text message. The common channels or medium in organization include meetings, letters, report, email, and telephone calls, etc. Channels or medium of communication carries the message from sender to receiver. You can say that it serves as a link between the sender and the receiver. What about receiver? This message then moves through the channel to the receiver, who completes the communication process by interpreting and assigning meaning to the message, known as decoding. The receiver is a person who received the message of the sender, and the receiver is also maybe a superior, a subordinate, a fellow member, or any other outside person. Okay. Decoding, it refers to the conversion of the message by receiver into meaningful terms so as to make it understandable. Feedback, this is a critical component in the communication process, as it ensures a message was properly received and interpreted. So student, feedback मैंने आपको पहले ही बताया, feedback is nothing, it is just any kind of response or reaction of receiver. Okay, feedback requires another message to be communicated by the sender, and so on. The communication process becomes a circular process. Okay. Characteristics. Now the characteristics of communication. These are the characteristics of communication: two-way process, pervasive function, continuous process, circular process, and flows in all directions. Let us discuss one by one. Okay, so communication is a two-way process, right? Because it involves both sending it involves both sending the message and receiving the response to that message. It is not complete unless the receiver of the message has understood the message in the same sense as intended by the receiver, and his reaction or response is known to the sender of the message. Pervasive function. Communication is regarded as a pervasive function because it is required at all level of management, at the top management, middle or lower management. Okay, and it is also used in all department: planning, manufacturing, marketing, finance, or personnel. So that's why it is said that communication is a pervasive function. Continuous process. Communication is a continuous ongoing process, in the sense that it is required by superior, subordinate, and other members on continuous basis to understand what management expect from subordinate, and what subordinate expect from management, and to keep the wheel of operation running smoothly. Okay, now the circular process. Student, as you know that communication become a circular process when the response to the message, also known as feedback, requires another message to be communicated by the sender, and so on. Flows in all direction. Communication may flow vertically, upward or downward, between superior and subordinate, horizontally between a person occupying similar rank in different department, as well as diagonally between person at different level in different part of the organization. So this is all about the characteristics of communication. Now move to our next slide. One-way communication. So student, what is one-way communication? One-way communication involves the transfer of information in one direction only, from the sender to the receiver. There is no opportunity for the receiver to give feedback to the sender. Example, weather report on television, newspaper, recorded music on the CD, billboard messages. So student, one-way communication, information is transferred in one direction only, okay, only from sender to the receiver, okay. जहाँ पे सिर्फ सेंडर इन्वॉल्व होता है उसे हम क्या बोलते हैं, वन वे कम्युनिकेशन. टू वे कम्युनिकेशन, जहाँ पे दोनों लोग इन्वॉल्व रहते हैं, सेंडर और रिसीवर दोनों इन्वॉल्व रहते हैं, उनको हम क्या बोलते हैं, टू वे कम्युनिकेशन. सो टू वे कम्युनिकेशन इज एसेंशियल in the business world. Two-way communication is when one person, that is called a sender, transmit a message to another person who is the receiver, okay. When the receiver get the message, they send back a response acknowledging the message was received. So two-way communication is a form of transmission in which both parties involved transmit information. Two-way communication has also been referred to as interpersonal communication. Example, chat rooms and instant messaging, telephone conversation, classroom lectures, etc. So student, at the end of this topic, it is concluded that business communication skills are critical to the success of any organization. Despite its size, geographical location, and its mission, it is a interlinked with internal culture and external image of any organization. So it is determining factor to communicate inside the organization. Good business communication assists the organization in achieving its goal of informing, persuading, and organization's goodwill. Listen, student, every organization can only survive if they accept the rapidly changing global challenges and the communication process are structured and delivered. The success of any business depends on efficient and effective communication. It takes place among business entities in market and marketplaces within the organization, and between various group of employees, owners, buyers, and sellers, service provider, and customer, etc. All such communication is important for any business, any kind of business. So you can say that communication is the lifeblood of any organization. Okay, student. So student, this is all about the concept, definition, process, and components of business communication. Purpose or function of communication. First one is information sharing. It is helpful for sharing information, ideas, facts, etc. So organizations share information to their employees and outsiders through communication. In absence and in absence of communication, information cannot be forwarded. As a result, business activities affect. Now the second one is problem solving. Organization problems are solved mostly through group efforts. Meeting like brainstorming are based on communication. Communication is the heart of these problem solving. Communication is helpful to solve various problems arise in your workplace. Now the second one is decision making. Student, like in problem solving, many major decisions are made through communication. Analysis of problems, identifying alternatives, and finding solutions are totally based on communication. Strategy implementation. Organizational strategies can be implemented effective when employees involved in implementation, and it possible only through communication. Team management. Organization today have been using a team-based management system, and without communication, team cannot function effectively. Free exchange of information, ideas, views are the center of team management. Now the next one is organizational change and developments. Employees should be prepared for organizational changes and developments to meet competition, and it is possible through training and development. For this, communication becomes the vital part in every organization. Last second, evaluation and control. Various evaluation and control cannot be effective without communication and information activities. Feedback. What is feedback? Feedback is essential for effective management. The manager has to receive information about the work progress and employees performance. So student, this is all about the purpose and function of communication. Now move to our next slide, that is called the types of communication. Student, types of communication is categorized on the basis of three uh, activities. First is based on method used, second is based on direction used, and the third one is based on relationship. So we can discuss one by one. Based on method used, verbal communication. Because we use communication every day in nearly every environment, including in the workplace. It is absolutely necessary when building professional or as well as personal relationship, sharing ideas, delegating responsibilities, managing team, and much more activities involves around the communication. So there are many different ways to communication, each of which play an important role in sharing information. Verbal communication is the use of language to transfer information through speaking, sign language, etc. Verbal communication is referred to the form of communication in which message is transmitted verbally. Communication is done by word, mouth, and a piece of writing. Objective of every communication is to have people understood what we are trying to convey. Types of verbal communication. Verbal communication is of two types. First one is oral as well as written. So oral communication, what is oral communication? It involves exchange of messages with the help of spoken words. Okay, oral communication may take place by face to face conversation, speech, telephonic conversation, video, radio, television, voice over internet, etc. Face to face conversation is the most natural way of transmitting the message. Oral orders, personal interviews, lecture, group discussion, etc. are frequently used in our daily life. So this is called an oral communication. Now what is written communication? In written communication, we use sign or symbol languages. Written communication is transmitted by written words in the form of letters, memos, circulars, reports, handbook, etc. Written messages may be printed or handwritten. In written communication, messages can be transmitted via email, letters, report, memorandum, etc. Message in written communication is influenced by vocabulary and grammar used, writing style, precision, and clarity of the language used. Now, the non-verbal communication. In non-verbal communication, we use sign and symbol. Okay, when a message is communicated without using a word, the process requires non-verbal cues to the transmitted and received. For example, facial expression, posture, eye contact, sign language, body language, these are the These are the sign of, these are the communication of non-verbal communication. Okay, now next move to our next slide. Formal communication. What is formal communication, student? Formal communication follow the officially established chain of command. Communication take place through the formal channels of the organization structure along the line of authority established by the management. It is a need for it is used for the transmission of official messages within or outside the organization. Formal communication is mostly expressed in written form, such as report, notices, letter, etc. It takes place on the basis of organization relationship formally established by the management. Informal communication. Communication arising out of all those channels of communication that fall outside the formal channel is known as informal communication. Informal communication does not follow lines of authority as is the case of formal communication. बेटा इनफॉर्मल कम्युनिकेशन का सबसे अच्छा एग्जाम्पल क्या है? अगर आपको कोई काम है, आपको कोई क्वेरी है पूछना है, या आपको कि अपने सब्जेक्ट से रिगार्डिंग कुछ पूछना है, तो आप अपने टीचर से किस टाइप की टॉक करोगे, किस टाइप का वो कम्युनिकेशन क्या कहलाएगा? दैट इज कॉल्ड अ फॉर्मल कम्युनिकेशन. ओके, बट अगर आप वही क्वेरी या उस टाइप की कोई क्वेरी आप अपने किसी फ्रेंड से पूछते हो या अपने किसी फैमिली मेम्बर से पूछते हो, तो वहाँ पे कौन सी कम्युनिकेशन यूज करोगे आप? दैट इज कॉल्ड इनफॉर्मल कम्युनिकेशन. ठीक है. फॉर्मल कम्युनिकेशन में आपको एक वेल एस्टेब्लिश चेन ऑफ कमांड फॉलो करना होता है, बट इनफॉर्मल कम्युनिकेशन में आपको ये सारी चीज़ें नहीं देखनी पड़ती है. आप रैंडमली किसी से भी आप बात कर सकते हो. ठीक है. So informal communication refers to the communication which take place between individual and group which are not officially recognized. It is on the basis of informal or social relation among people in an organization. It is usually used for the transmission of personal messages within or outside the organization. It does not follow official established chain of command like formal communication. The network of informal communication is also known as grapevine communication. Information, ठीक है, इसको grapevine communication भी कहते हैं. It is an informal type of communication and is called so because it stretches throughout the organization in all direction irrespective of the authority level. Information traveling in a grapevine does not follow any orderly path. समटाइम ये क्वेश्चन भी आता है बेटा कि व्हाट इज ग्रेप पॉइंट कम्युनिकेशन. सो ग्रेप पॉइंट कम्युनिकेशन इज नथिंग, इट इज जस्ट द नेटवर्क ऑफ इनफॉर्मल कम्युनिकेशन. Types of grapevine communication. These are the types of grapevine communication. First one is single strand. आप लोग को स्क्रीन पे दिख रहा होगा बेटा. Single strand communication, probability, gossip, cluster. So what is a single strand communication? In the single strand, an individual communicates with another individual through the intervening person. A can communicate B, B can communicate C, and C can communicate D. Okay, this is called a single strand grapevine communication. Now the second one is gossip network. In this network, the individual communicate with everyone non-selectively. आप सबसे बात कर रहे हो. ठीक है, आपको कोई देख के नहीं करना है कि आपको किससे बात करनी है किससे नहीं. आप सबसे बात कर रहे हो. दैट इज कॉल्ड अ गॉसिप नेटवर्क. ठीक है. सबसे अच्छा एग्जांपल है बेटा, जब आप कभी सफर करते हो ट्रेन में, तो वहां पे क्या होता है, वहां पे सभी लोग आपके फ्रेंड बन जाते हैं. आप एक पर्टिकुलर टॉपिक पे सबसे डिस्कस करने लगते हो, तो दैट इज कॉल्ड अ गॉसिप नेटवर्क. ओके. Now the next one is probability network. The individual communicate randomly with other according to the law of probability. ओके आप रेंडमली किसी से भी आप बात करने लगे और वो उस टाइप की कम्युनिकेशन को क्या बोलते हैं? प्रोबेबिलिटी कम्युनिकेशन. लास्ट वन इज क्लस्टर चेन. In this network, the individual communicate with the only those individual whom he and she is trust. जिस पे आपको ट्रस्ट होता है आप सिर्फ उसी से ही अपनी बात करते हो. दैट इज कॉल्ड अ क्लस्टर कम्युनिकेशन. So this is all about the types of grapevine communication. Now move to our next slide. Direction of communication. Direction of communication is divided into three parts. First one is vertical communication. Vertical communication is further divided into upward and downward communication. Second one is lateral or horizontal communication, and the last one is diagonal or crosswise communication. So student, vertical communication two types की होती है, that is called upward communication and downward communication. What is downward communication? Communication in the first place flows downward. All information in this medium is usually in the form of instruction, direction, and orders. This direction of communication is strengthening the authoritarian structure of the organization. In simple language, student, we can say that it refers to the communication that take place from higher level position to lower level position, from top management to lower management. Okay, so communication from superior to subordinate at different level of the organization is known as downward communication. The purpose of downward communication is to communicate plans, policies, rules, procedure, orders, and instruction. This is the example of downward communication. Okay, from top management to lower management, from managing director to staff and workers. This is the example of downward communication. Now the next one is upward communication. Upward communication is the process of information flowing from the lower level of a hierarchy to the upper level. The function of upward communication is to send information, suggestion, complaints, and grievances of the lower level workers to the managers above. So student, in simple language, we can say that it refers to the communication that take place from a lower level position to a higher level position. These communication may be oral or written. So what is the purpose of upward communication? The purpose of upward communication is to communicate the progress of work from lower management to top management, or to communicate the work performance of subordinate, or to communicate the complaints or any kind of grievances, etc. This is the example of upward communication from worker to production manager. Okay. Now the lateral or horizontal communication. This type of communication takes place between persons at the same level or working under the same executive. The main use of this is to maintain coordination and review activities assigned to various subordinates. It refers to the communication that takes place between the person holding equal rank. Okay, person holding equal rank in the same or different department. Exchange of information between two departmental heads or two or more managers of equal rank are the example of horizontal communication. This is the example of horizontal or lateral communication. What is the purpose of horizontal communication? The purpose of horizontal communication is to coordinate the different activities of two or more departments, or to resolve the interrelated problems, etc. Okay, student. Now the last one is diagonal or crosswise communication. In diagonal flow of communication, communication between the person of two departments, one holding a higher position than the other. This type of communication takes place only under special circumstances. Okay, diagonal communication means मार्केटिंग मैनेजर किससे कम्युनिकेट कर रहे हैं यहाँ पे? मार्केटिंग सुपरवाइजर से। ट्रेनिंग मैनेजर किससे कम्युनिकेट कर रहे हैं? ट्रेनिंग सुपरवाइजर। सो दिस इज कॉल्ड अ डायगोनल और क्रॉस वाइज कम्युनिकेशन। दिस इज एन एग्जाम्पल। ठीक है, okay student, so this is all about the types of communication. Now the network of communication. A communication network refers to the method that employees pass on information to the other employees in an organization. बेटा कम्युनिकेशन नेटवर्क अगर सिंपल लैंग्वेज में मैं आपको बताऊं तो communication network is the pattern of direction in which information flows in the organization. It is the sum of all the means and method that members of work group can communicate or to pass an information to the desired nodes in the organization. These are the five network of communication, five different network of communication: circle, chain, Y, wheel, and network. This is sometimes also called as star network. Now the first one is wheel network. What is wheel network? This is the figure of wheel network. Wheel network permits one central person, who is generally the group leader, okay, to communicate with other people. It is the most centralized network in the sense that one person receives and disseminate all information. So student, as per the example, here again all messages through communicate by Ram, okay, who is at the center of the wheel. He is the superior of Shyam, Deepak, Meena, and Hari. He communicates with other members of the group while members cannot communicate with each other. This type of communication network is found in highly formal organization structure. The superior communicate the information to subordinate, but the subordinate do not communicate with other colleagues. Okay. Now the next one is circle network. This is the figure of circle network. In this type of pattern, each person to communicate with two in the group simultaneously. Okay. Here, to see an example, student, Ram can communicate simultaneously with two persons, Hari and Shyam. But to communicate with the Meena and Deepak, he has to pass the messages through Hari or Shyam. So this is called a circle network. Chain network. Chain network permits the person at the end of chain to interact with only one person, but permit other person to communicate with two each. Thus, it offered more even information flow as compared with wheel and Y network. Here, Ram is superior. That is, कौन superior है इसमें? Ram. Okay. और इसके सबऑर्डिनेट कौन है? श्याम, हरि, मीना है, दीपक. Okay, student, this is an example of chain network. Now the next one is Y network. Y network. Here A is the central person who communicate with B, C and D. It follows the formal chain of command where upward and downward communication take place in the organizational hierarchy. The individual communicate with both his superior and subordinates. In Y network, two persons are closer to the center of the network. The Y pattern is slightly less centralized. Here A is the central person who communicate with B, C or D. It follows the formal chain of command where upward and downward communication take place in the organizational hierarchy. Now the last one is free flow network, all channel network. It is also called a free flow network, star network, or all channel network. All channel network permits all members to communicate with others. It allows free flow of information among members. That's why it is also called a free flow network. It follows the informal channel of communication and provide maximum satisfaction to members. Here Ram can easily communicate with his four colleagues. Okay, Ram can communicate Hari, Shyam, Deepak, Meena. So student, this is a example of free flow network. Okay, so student, I hope आपको ये समझ में आया हो. This is all about the network of communication and types of communication. Okay student, thank you. We will end our class here. In next online video class, we will discuss about the barriers of communication.